I'm Sharaya. If you don't know who I am, welcome to my Healthy Habits Challenge. Welcome to the Facebook group and my YouTube channel. So I just want to say hello, and I'm super excited to get started next week, February 1st. Today is the Tuesday before, so we got about 6 days till we get started. And I just want to start off with going over kind of our overview of the challenge. And this next couple days leading up to the challenge, I'm going to continue to release some more videos on how to set yourself up for success when it comes to creating these healthy habits. So when it comes to building habits, which is what this challenge is all about, it's not about I'm trying to lose 50 pounds, I'm trying to gain 20 pounds, I'm trying to, all those aesthetic goals. It's more, we're moving on towards healthy habits and creating change in our lives that are going to make us feel better, spiritually, mentally, physically, all those kinds of things. And you know what, in the end, you may end up losing weight, and that's great. You may not, doesn't matter, because that's not what we're focused on. We're focused on creating healthy habits, which brings me to the how, is how we're gonna build these habits. And obviously I gave you this whole guide. We have a whole couple sheets that you get to print out, and every day that you accomplish each item on the list, you check it off, and that's super gratifying, and it feels really good, right, when you check something off a list. So I want you guys to print that off, put it on your fridge, keep it on your phone, and just write marks on it, whatever works for you, and we will start building these habits. So I always talk about habits, and when I talk about them, I think about different habits we have in our life, because when you put on your seatbelt in the morning, when you get in the car, do you think about putting that seatbelt on? No, you don't really think about it. It just kind of happens naturally. And that is what happens with all the other habits too. They just come naturally. In the morning, you just wake up and you drink a glass of water, if that's a habit that you have. You just do those things automatically. You don't even have to really think about them. So we're focusing on building those. And habits, like I said in the book, take anywhere from like 18 to over 200 days to build. So yes, I labeled this a 28-day challenge to kind of get you motivated for 28 days, but the goal is that these are lifestyle changes and habits and behavior changes you're gonna take into the rest of your life. So we're gonna go hard for 28 days, or hard if you wanna call it that, but we wanna continue this on forever. And I just really want you guys to keep that in mind, that you want to just always think these are habits that are now your new lifestyle. This is now your new behavior. This is now the new thing you do. So starting off with the 5 habits. We have 5, starting with 30 minutes of movement a day, eating 3 rounded meals. I'm going to go into more depth in all of these and why we're creating them. Sleeping 8 hours a night, drinking 3 liters of water, as well as number 5, reading, meditation, journaling, whatever kind of works for you to kind of sit back, relax, and take a step back from the world and focus on some breathing or some mental things that you want to focus on. It's completely up to you. Now when it comes to habits, and just like anything, you need to have a plan, and you need to have a smart plan. And I know we talk about smart plans a lot, but the reality is you need to have a smart plan, or your plan's just not really gonna work. So we can talk all we want about we're gonna eat 3 full meals next week, great, every day. But if you don't actually have a plan of, okay, I need to go grocery shopping on Sunday, or I need to order my groceries, I need to send my kid to the store to get my groceries, whatever. You're gonna Monday's gonna come and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no food in the house, or all I have is junk food that we're trying to not eliminate. We still are able to eat those things, right? But we want to surround ourselves with eating like whole foods, whole meals, instead of always going to the snacks and the snacking and the picking, and because you tried to cut carbs in the morning. Anyway, I'll get onto that later. But our first habit is our 30 minutes of movement. So we need to create an action plan for that, because starting next week, we are on the go, 30 minutes of movement every day. And what is it gonna look like for you? Because when it comes to exercise, I really thought about doing this as a full-on workout plan for everybody, and I would do live workouts for all of you. And then I just really came to realize that it, just like for me too, if it's something I don't enjoy doing, I'm not gonna do it, and I'm not gonna stick to that habit. I'm not gonna go running, because even though I'm set a habit to, because I don't enjoy running. So the habits also have to be very realistic for yourself and attainable. If you're setting a goal, or you're doing one of those challenges where it's like, I'm gonna work out, twice a day, and I'm gonna eat 1,200 calories. It's like, that's great, but is that sustainable long term? And that's a big reason why I wanted to start this challenge, because I have gotten so many clients in the past where they've had previous trainers, coaches, whatever, and they've been giving just an unattainable workout plan, and nutrition plan. Like completely unattainable and honestly extremely unhealthy. So that is a big reason why I wanted to make this challenge, because you have to choose things that you can stick to, which is why the data shows diets just don't work. Diet in the sense that we talk about it now these days, like I'm on a keto diet or whatever diet, low carb, intermittent fasting diet. When I talk about diet, I just think about not about being on a plan of a diet. It's just like what you eat every day. Now I've started talking about it as instead of asking what their diet is, I'm like, what's your nutrition like? To kind of get away from that whole dieting mentality, because the data shows literally diets just don't work. It's like 98% fail. So if you start choosing things that are going to actually we're going to be able to do, like instead of doing 2 hours of workouts a day, if we focus on 30 minutes of movement a day, it's gonna be a lot more attainable for all of us. Even me, I used to compete, so I used to do extreme amounts of activity, but could I ever keep that up? Heck no. That was just for a time period in my life, a time period that I loved and I really, really enjoyed and learned so much from. But now I moved on from it, and now I just focus on what do I want to do today? What do I feel like doing today? And also, what do I need to do? I always keep weight training as a priority in my life, because weight training, we know, is super great for us, especially as we age, for our joints, for our bones, keeping our bone density up, that muscle mass, all so important as we age. And why I work out, I want to be fit as a fiddle when I'm like 85. I want to be able to pick up my grandkids. I want to be able to go for a hike with my grandkids. I want to be able to do all these types of things. I know I don't even have kids, but that, for me, that is like one of my big goals. Obviously, I also love to like look and feel good too. Like that's also a huge part for me. And so you have to really think about your why. Like, why do you want this? Why are we setting these goals? Why are we setting 30 minutes of movement a day as a plan? So think about how you like to exercise, and maybe every day it changes and you're gonna be like me or like someone else you know or follow or whatever, and you're just gonna take it day by day. And maybe one day you wanna spin, and maybe one day you just wanna go for a walk, maybe one day you wanna do a core workout, one day you wanna do yoga. Do whatever you want. We're just focusing on getting 30 minutes of movement in, and do what you enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna stick to it, and then you're gonna feel horrible at the end. So let's choose to do things that we like. So 30 minutes of movement. How are we gonna implement this? Like, everybody's schedule is different, so you have to think about your schedule. What does your schedule look like? Mine is usually fluctuating every day, so it changes. Sometimes I work out at 5:30 in the morning, and sometimes I work out literally at 8 p.m. at night. Sometimes it's in the middle of the day, so you have to proactively think about your week. Open up your schedule, like now, today, while you're watching this video, because you have 6 days until February 1st. Open it up, look at it, look at your schedule, and you're gonna schedule in 30 minutes every day. And maybe that's going for a walk with your kids, because that's the time you have to get in. Great, I totally understand. A lot of us have super busy lives. I totally get it. So find something that works with your schedule, works with your lifestyle, all that kind of stuff. A trick I put with my clients sometimes when they say, oh, I didn't have time for my workout, I didn't have time to, get my walk in. I do little tricks with them sometimes, and I'm like, okay, can I see your phone? And then I grab their phone, and I don't know if you noticed on the iPhone anyways, you can swipe over and then swipe up, and it shows you your activity on your phone for the entire day. It'll show you how many minutes you spent on Instagram, Netflix, all of that stuff. And I'll look at it and be like, oh, well, you spent 2 hours on Instagram and Netflix and blah, 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 blah. Now, can we take 30 minutes of that? That's all I'm asking, 30 minutes instead of spending an hour and a half on Netflix, on Facebook, Instagram, all these different social media platforms. Take that 30 minutes and do it outside, do a workout instead. If you really want to be on your Instagram and Netflix, whatever, go on a cardio machine. I put my phone on my spin bike all the time, and I'm just like watching a show while I spin. I'm watching something, listen to something while I spin. So set that intention now. Yes, right now. Go get your calendar, put it in 30 minutes every day. What are you gonna do? You have to revolve it around your lifestyle. Don't try and choose something that's not gonna be realistic for you. If it's not realistic to go to the gym for an hour and a half or an hour or even 30 minutes, then don't set that intention. Find something you're gonna stick to. There's so many resources out there. If you need help, please send me a message. I'll send you some great resources, because there's so much free stuff online, like so much. That being said, though, you do need to know your fitness level, and you need to pick things that are gonna work well for you. So be wise when it comes to those kinds of things. And then my last point here is just gonna be choose your battles. So not every week's gonna be perfect. Just know that starting off, you're gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen, and that's okay. The point at the end of that is to not feel guilty and not feel down about it, because we're all going to make mistakes. We're never gonna be perfect, and it's just about getting back on that bandwagon. Maybe I shouldn't say bandwagon, but you know what I mean? Just getting back to it that day or the next day, right? Like, if you didn't get that 3 liters of water in, you got 1 in, and it's 10 p.m. at night, don't try and chug 2 liters of water, please. You will be up all night and you will not be happy. So just be like, hey, whatever, it's a write-off next day, but evaluate. What did you do maybe not so well that day that led you to not drinking your water? Did you not set your plan that day? Did you not fill your bottle of water? Or what I do is I have like a big jug of water, so then I have to get through it. And then what am I doing to drink it? Did I not set my alarm to remind me like every 2 hours just to drink it? If that's your plan, right? Whatever's gonna work for you, set that intention, set that plan, and then choose your battles, because don't get upset with yourself if something goes wrong. It's okay. Forgive yourself, move on, next day, it's all good. So, you guys, 6 days till the challenge starts. Super pumped, super excited for us all to build these habits and these behavior changes that are gonna take us on to the rest of our lives. And there's so much more to come, so I'm so excited. So keep watching, keep going, and communicate in the Facebook group. If you guys have questions or anything, I'm gonna post a lot of questions going forwards, but if you ever have questions or anything like that, post it, let's talk about it, let's communicate, message me, DM me. I'm here for all of you. This is just gonna be fun, and we're all gonna just get fit, healthy, feel better together without having to worry about the number on the scale, how our clothes fit, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys have questions, message me, subscribe below if you guys want notifications when these videos pop up again. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff for more healthy tips, all that kind of stuff. And also it supports me huge, so I really, really appreciate that. And if you find this information valuable, helpful, hit that button and that notification bell, because it really does help me in the long run. Thanks so much, guys. Excited to get started with you ASAP.